Rangers supporters gather round because the atmosphere around the club has shifted in a way that is impossible to overlook. The team is marching into a decisive part of the season, yet the noise swirling away from the pitch is becoming just as loud as anything happening during 90 minutes. The main talking point among fans in recent weeks centers on a player who, not too long ago, looked set to become a key figure in the squad. Now, however, every match seems to reopen the same debate about form, attitude, and genuine impact within the group. The frustration inside the stands is growing, and that constant pressure is forcing the club to look far more seriously at decisions that perhaps can no longer be delayed. That sense of tension only grew after the 2-1 loss to Ferencváros, a result that knocked Rangers out of the Europa League and left an aftertaste that will not disappear in a hurry. The night actually began with promise, as Bojan Miovski's clinical finish gave the side confidence and shaped what felt like the start of a comfortable evening. But the Hungarians responded sharply, first with the leveller from Ben Otrash, and then with the decisive strike from Barnabas Varga, turning the night into yet another chapter supporters would rather wipe from memory. Amid the weight of all that disappointment, focus shifted even more heavily onto the young forward, whose season has swung dramatically from hope to concern. What once looked like steady growth has turned into a string of doubts. His adaptation to Danny Roll's command has not been straightforward, and the contrast between the confident player seen earlier in the campaign and the one now struggling to influence matches is striking. Roll's more compact, structured approach demands different movements, quicker decisions, and a tactical understanding the Frenchman has not yet mastered. A player who once thrived by staying wide, stretching defenses, and running at fullbacks now finds himself restricted, more closely monitored, and far less dangerous. What really caught attention on that European night was not just the quiet performance, but the reaction when he was taken off in the 59th minute. It was a crucial stage of the match. Rangers were desperately chasing a goal to stay alive, and even so, the change seemed unavoidable. For anyone watching, his body language as he stepped off the pitch said more than his touches on the ball. The frustration etched on his face, the raised arms, the slump of the shoulders, all of it added fuel to a conversation already growing among supporters. In a squad fighting hard to regain consistency, his visible discomfort has become another issue to dissect, and many have started to wonder if the dip in form is simply technical or if something deeper is chipping away at his confidence. The gap between the player he was in the early stages of the season and the one appearing now is stark. Even though 5 of his 6 goals for Rangers have come on European nights, that instinct that once made him such a threat has faded noticeably. The tactical shift removed space, took away his freedom, and pushed him into a role that does not naturally suit his strengths. It is not a question of lacking talent. It is more that the current structure seems to dull characteristics that previously elevated his game. The team as a whole has undoubtedly improved under Roll, becoming more organized defensively, more disciplined and clearer in its patterns. Yet, despite the collective progress, the drop-off from the winger stands out as one of the few lingering concerns. To complicate matters further, interest from abroad has been growing, with at least one club monitoring him closely since the summer. The possibility of making a quick profit from a sale has started to gain traction behind the scenes, especially given the investment made just a few months ago. The need to balance the books and prepare for the next window plays its part as well, and any strong offer could completely reshape the player's future in Glasgow. The real question is whether the club believes there is still a path for him to recover his form, or if this moment is simply a financial opportunity too tempting to overlook. The truth is that his situation has become a recurring topic because it reflects a wider challenge this season, the struggle to blend individual flair with a more demanding tactical structure. In a moment as crucial as this one, every gesture, every moment of hesitation, every decision on the pitch is taken apart and analyzed. Supporters are growing impatient, the mood is tightening, and the upcoming weeks may well decide whether there is still space for the player to rediscover his rhythm within the squad, or whether the door leading out of Ibrox begins to swing open, while the conversation around the winger continues to dominate the terraces. Another storyline has been gathering force behind the scenes, and it could shape Rangers' transfer strategy as the next window approaches. The club's recruitment team has been monitoring emerging talent across Europe, and one name in particular has sparked renewed discussion inside Ibrox. A young midfielder from Norway has shot into the spotlight after a season that has turned heads far beyond Scandinavia, and the challenge for Rangers now is understanding whether they can realistically bring him to Glasgow without stretching their financial limits. The midfielder's rise has been nothing short of remarkable. At only 20 years of age, he has become one of the standout performers in the Norwegian top flight, dictating tempo, winning duels, and showing a maturity that belies his age. His presence in midfield has transformed Tromsø's approach this season, and his ability to carry the ball, break lines, and dominate physically has made him a priority for several clubs. Rangers have been following him closely, recognizing that his profile aligns well with the physical and tactical demands of Scottish football. Yet despite the admiration, the financial reality could present a significant obstacle. Early reports suggest that an offer in the region of £3.5 million may not be enough to even start the conversation. Tromsø are in a strong negotiating position and have already refused sizable bids for other young players in recent months, demonstrating they are not willing to sell their brightest prospects for anything less than exceptional value. With competition from other European sides, Rangers may need to stretch beyond their initial valuation if they want to secure a deal. This raises a wider debate about priorities, structure, and the recruitment strategy under the new leadership model the club is still shaping. Danny Roll's long-term vision for the squad will play a crucial role in determining whether this pursuit becomes serious. He has made it clear in recent months that certain players do not entirely fit the style he wants to impose, and that includes figures within the current midfield. The young Norwegian, with his combination of height, mobility, and technical quality, appears far more aligned with the aggressive, high-tempo approach the manager has been encouraging. Standing at just under 2 meters tall, he brings a level of physicality that could instantly translate to the Scottish Premiership, while his sharp dribbling and composed passing suggest he could thrive in European competitions as well. What truly sets him apart is his ability to control matches. He reads play exceptionally well for his age, kicks out forward passes instead of settling for the safe option, and has shown a willingness to take responsibility in big moments. His shooting from distance has improved steadily throughout the campaign, adding another layer to his game that defenses struggle to manage. These attributes have not gone unnoticed, and scouts across the continent have begun circling, aware that his value is likely to skyrocket over the next few seasons. That interest piles more pressure on Rangers, who must decide whether to move swiftly or risk losing out to clubs capable of offering higher fees. Settling into Scottish football is unlikely to present major difficulties for him. The league's physical nature suits his strengths, and the Premier League in Scotland would offer the perfect platform for him to refine his game while preparing for an even higher level. The club's supporters would likely take to him quickly, given his blend of effort and flair, and the manager could use him to reshape the midfield dynamic that has sometimes lacked balance this season. The potential upside is clear, but so too is the financial commitment required. There is also growing excitement surrounding his international prospects. Many analysts in Norway believe he is on the brink of breaking into the senior national team, and some even consider him a realistic candidate to appear in the next major tournament cycle. His composure in possession, his ability to dictate rhythm, and his intelligent movement off the ball have marked him as one of the brightest candidates for a long-term midfield role at national level. Should he secure a move abroad, especially to a league where tactical understanding is key, his chances of cementing his place in the Norwegian future would only increase. For Rangers, this potential acquisition represents more than just a typical signing. It symbolizes an opportunity to reshape the squad with younger, more dynamic elements capable of driving the team forward. The financial backing shown in recent seasons indicates that the board are willing to invest when they believe in a player's long-term value. But uncertainty remains following changes in the club's recruitment structure. With key figures departing and new roles still being refined, questions linger about who will lead negotiations and how quickly the club can act. The timing is crucial. With interest building across Europe, hesitation could easily result in the midfielder choosing another destination. Rangers have found themselves in similar scenarios before, where early interest did not translate into decisive action, resulting in highly rated players slipping through their fingers. This time, the stakes feel higher because the player's development curve suggests he could become a standout figure in a relatively short period. For a club seeking to rebuild core areas of the squad with younger talent, missing out would feel like a significant setback. As discussions continue in the background, the broader picture at Ibrox remains complex. The squad has improved under role structure, yet there is still a sense that certain areas need reinforcement to reach the next level both domestically and in Europe. Bringing in a midfielder capable of transforming the spine of the team would be a major statement, but only if the finances align. The club must navigate the fine balance between ambition and sustainability, especially as pressure builds for an improved second half of the season. The coming weeks will determine whether Rangers are prepared to escalate their pursuit or whether financial caution will lead them to pause. Supporters will undoubtedly watch closely, recognizing that these decisions could shape the direction of the club for years to come. With the tensions surrounding certain players, the interest from abroad, and the manager's clear intention to mold the squad into his own vision, the next window may carry more weight than any in recent memory. Rangers also find themselves weighing up how moves like this align with the wider identity the club is trying to build under Danny Röhl. The manager has spoken repeatedly about the importance of energy, intelligence, and adaptability, qualities that the Norwegian midfielder has shown consistently throughout his rise. It is not simply about adding another body to the squad. It is about identifying players who can elevate the style of play, increase the intensity, and bring a level of courage on the ball that can turn tight matches in Rangers' favor. In a league where physical battles are constant and moments of composure often separate victory from frustration. His profile feels like a natural fit for what the club hopes to become. Yet even with all the potential benefits, committing to such an investment demands absolute certainty from those at the top, and that clarity is something supporters hope emerges sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, the ongoing uncertainty in the recruitment department adds another layer to the narrative, with leadership changes still fresh and new structures yet to fully bed in. Every decision feels amplified. The club cannot afford hesitation at a time when rivals are strengthening and the fixtures ahead require depth, mobility, and fresh ideas. The balance between long-term planning and short-term demands has rarely been so delicate, and the fan base senses the importance of getting these next steps right. If Rangers decide to push forward and make a serious offer, it could signal a bold shift in ambition. If not, it may indicate a more cautious phase as the club steadies itself behind the scenes, leaving supporters to wonder how the next chapter will unfold. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. The football grapevine is alight this morning after whispers turned into something close to reality. Lyndon Dykes, the Australian-born striker who's been causing headaches for defenders up and down the leagues, is said to be on the verge of a Rangers move. Insiders suggest that the Light Blues see him as a perfect fit for the type of aerial threat they've been craving. And if the murmurings are anything to go by, Dykes could be the sort of striker to immediately rattle opposition backlines with his towering presence. Sources close to the player hint at a significant push from the Glasgow club to secure his signature, with the talk around Ibrox hinting that managers are keen to utilize his uncanny knack for winning headers and holding up play. It's exactly the kind of physical reference man that Rangers have been lacking, one source claimed, though naturally they spoke on the condition of anonymity. It seems that whoever is in charge of scouting has been drooling over footage of Dykes snatching balls out of the air and turning crosses into chaos inside the box. Fans have, of course, been quick to speculate. Social media threads are already buzzing with anticipation over what his arrival could mean for the Rangers' attacking strategy. Could Dykes be the missing piece for breaking down stubborn defenses? Many suggest that his very presence could alter the way opponents set up, forcing them to consider not just pacey wingers and clever midfielders, but a striker who dominates the aerial battle like few others. The murmurs insist that training sessions could soon be dominated by long ball exercises, crosses, and high balls into the danger zone, all tailored for Dykes' strengths. Meanwhile, the footballing chatter around the city is vibrant. Streetside cafes and local pubs are awash with speculation. Will he adapt immediately? Can he handle the pressure of a club of Rangers' stature? And crucially, how soon might supporters see him wreaking havoc in the box? If the rumors hold any weight, the Ibrox faithful may soon have a brand new target man to cheer for, a player whose first touch might just be a header and whose presence promises to shift the dynamic of every match he graces. The question on everyone's lips is whether this is just a rumor or a glimpse of the near-future transformation of the Rangers' front line. One thing is certain: if Lyndon Dykes is indeed on his way, the conversations in Scottish football circles are set to soar as high as the crosses he loves to meet. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned